This is Sicarius Dracus Plays, Oxygen Not Included, Prehistoric Planet Pack number 35. And we are looking at the data miner working and doing its production just swimmingly. It's using up all that petroleum that goes from the rockets and turns it into plastic, turns it into data banks, feeds the rockets, and that whole loop continues to go. Hey, let's do a blueprint real quick. Okay. Oh, all that wait for orange gloves. Great. So let's look at our. Oh, hey, we haven't looked at our lums in a minute, and I just wanted to make sure that their health is good and everything's going well. Look, the vents are all powered up there, so we have full oxygen in the middle there. Looks like we're generating quite a lot of peat. We have almost 100 tons of peat, which is great. See these Weezwarts here? I think we're going to take them out in this episode. I am just having... I've had a nightmare about running out of phosphorus and then suddenly our shine bug reactor cataclysms. Nope. Today it goes away. All right. Just leave the Weezwort in here. Sorry. Yeah, I think we're going to put the Weezwort right in here. Yep. And the sweeper should do a good job and sweep it up. What happened there? Did it get replanted? That was weird. Did you see that? That was really interesting. It got swept back up and then replanted. I don't know why. Okay, that should fix that. Yeah, we definitely want to stop using these pretty much right now. I just, with all the power problems we started having in the last episode and in this episode, I just feel like we're on the border of our power being too much. The Shinebug reactor seems to be growing again. We have, it looks like 6 in there. If we build a storage tile right here and put it for phosphorite, then there's just another way for them to store the phosphorite, and then the machines will, or the sweepers will feed. Right? The sweepers will feed it into the right area. We have all this stuff in here. Eggshell. They should be pulling it out, no problem. We're going to put this for phosphorus. It needs to be a lower priority than the food, and that's 9. Oh my gosh, a duplicate. Let's go like 7 and 6. Just to make sure they both get filled up and it'll feed them all. Okie dokie. Look at our research facility. It's very nice. I like the blue and the pink back there. I haven't seen any rad bolts get by that. We're generating 550 rad bolts, and we've gone down from 572. We're gonna work on this a little bit, not a whole lot. They just continue to dump their gunk and their petroleum in there. Maybe if we get some more petroleum from up here, we can have more. This is not a good idea, by the way. Oh, what just happened there? Sorry, everybody. I think what we're doing is, I think I'm getting ready to build our plastic tube system. I saw some idols, and we just have a ton of plastic right now. I also want to get this machine running so that it dumps its materials up top there. It isn't doing that right now, and I think that's because there's 2 whites. And those are both places where it could drop from the rocket, point of view of the rocket up there. So we need to do we need to do another strategy to let them all this stuff flow through. See, so we need a jumper here to send a clear signal for the automation. So we're just going to put another jump in here. Oh, there we go. And that should just send all that stuff out there, and now our extra plastic will be pushed away. This still guarantees that hopper there is going to be full on plastic too for the data miner. If we're producing if we get any petroleum, we're going to start producing plastic for the data miner, and then that'll go. I think we should probably put a limit on how many discs we have. Well, maybe we'll use like a weight plate or a number sensor to sense how many we need, so that we can fill it up, and so that it just doesn't use all of our plastic on data disks. And then we have a million data disks and no power because we drank all our petroleum for plastic and data disks. Lovely. You love to see that plastic. Delicious. All right, so I noticed that we just ran through all of our petroleum super duper fast. And this is going to kick down, and I don't have a system on the other end of our power spectrum, like when we're in the drought, to keep this stuff powered. We just walked away from it, and we're assuming that these rockets are going to make it back in time. Why isn't that running? Which one is this? Well, I forgot. It's this one, the 4-tank one. So, yep, send one more to go. Heating up the steam here. We need to be able to capture that steam at one point. We also left that ISO resin just sitting there. Just got blasted by steam. We need to fix this. We are drinking up the water that we're putting in here, and I don't want to do that anymore. So what I want to do is we're going to have the sulfur get swept up. So we're going to put a metal tile right in front of that one over there. Yeah, my water keeps getting drank, and it kills the steam in the room. Is this rocket almost done? No, got a lot of diamond to go. We didn't set the destination on this. We should set that as a round trip. There's the debris one. Great. Looks pretty much ready to go. We're just waiting on the diamond. Like 800. Sandstone. At the moment, I don't want any more duplicants. We're okay with duplicants. Overall, the base health is looking okay, pretty good. Oh, we filled these up, and so now we got to drain these. Now we're going to have some nice cold brine just sitting in here, providing chill to the rest of the base. I'm okay with this. Just drink it all up. We'll do something with this brine. We'll put it into into a room to get boiled. We need these running. Last episode we let them stop running because they had power issues, and if this runs out, then we're going to be really in trouble because we're not going to have enough bleach to overtune our salt geyser, and then these will stifle. We're also stifling them because if you notice, where the pressure, we're drinking up the pressure here, and then it turns it off. Or we reach up to the top here, and then we're holding on to that pressure. I guess that's fine, but look how fast it rolls down. So I think we're going to need a bigger power solution here. And this liquid shutoff, we need to do something about this liquid shutoff because It's just bugging me. I want to be able to funnel some water in here, but I don't know how I want to do it properly. If you have any ideas, please put them in the comments here. I think that maybe like a liquid sensor right there to turn it off, but that would already be dumping a whole lot of water in there. And I really like the gunk where it's at right now. It's channeling that temperature right there. Yeah, see, here's where I'm thinking the liquids, the hydro sensor. So if it detects water there, then it'll shut it off. But that's a lot of water in here. And I need a NOT gate, I think. Where we're going? Oh, an AND gate because the pressure. So if the pressure's low and there's not water, then turn it on. Because that helps us with our pressure. But I still think that there's something not accurate about this. This is not great. And now the temperature in here seems to just be fluctuating all around from like real high to low down here. Our priorities on these are super high and they're full again. I still want to take this apart, but it is providing so much chill for our base. Look, some of our places are blue already. Like like before, this thing was all this like super hot orange mess, and now it's just this little one part that has the cooling from the water from our water, our salt water. Maybe I could roll a line around here and that would help cool down the water here. I think that maybe we shouldn't cycle that water around in a loop in just a regular pipe. Maybe that's also help or heating up the temperature. I might get to a project there. These temp tiles here could probably get turned into um insulated tiles. And that would probably block a lot of heat upwards. I think a lot of this heat just comes from the water that's being cycled around this whole base. Yeah. We'll mess with it later, but whatever. It's not a big deal. How are the shine bugs doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 7 in here. We're now up to 589 reds, so we're higher than we've ever been before. And we drank everything out of here. This rocket's pretty much ready to go, except it needs diamond. Yep. And it had 200 kilograms delivered to it today already. Whew, that's a lot of coring out we've done in this base, and we haven't even cored everything out. We could probably do a lot more coring out, but then I would probably need to build a bigger oxygen, more oxygen for the base, or just make it all a vacuum. We're going to finish this thing up. I have sat here for too long, I think 20 cycles, and not finished this. So we forgot to put tiles in the middle here of our nice little scape here. Whoop. And then we'll close this up here. No big deal. Still worry about this. I think that maybe we might the steam might do damage here. Might overheat that. Still thinking about that area. Here, or how are our bins doing? Let's clean them out. Cool. Okay. So now we're just gonna build our pipeline. I noticed we've got the 10K or like 10 tons of plastic it takes to go from the top to the bottom. We're gonna clear out the rest of all this real quick, and we're gonna build our pipeway. So here, let's finish this right here to allow us to dig there. Let's just go ahead and deconstruct this here. Looking down the line. Mop that up. Something else that's been bugging me is that they've been leaving their materials everywhere. So I think I'm going to do something like a sweepy and put it right around here somewhere so that it'll sweep the whole area here. And then maybe I'll put the ones with the microchips and we'll put them down here. I don't want them leaving. Maybe we'll put the sweepy right here instead. Is it industrial machinery? I think sweepy is in a utilities. It is. Hey, sweepy. Gotta use a bit of steel here. Yeah, right here, maybe. Let's just, if we put the door here, they should still be able to get in and out here. Let's just fix this door setup here so that they can do a sweepy too. Yep. Oh, we gotta deconstruct these background tiles. I'm sure there's a mod out there that does that. Let's deconstruct this door and we're gonna put sweepy right there. Where's some power? I guess we're just gonna pull this power right here. Yep, this is how you get power burnout, friends. You just hook all the things up to all the things. I even did it wrong. That's how little I use sweepy here. Okay, we're gonna put the door there. We can delete this door because there's a door right there and they can just get on the ladder and go down on the ladder onto that tile. See, as they're doing right there. And then this will still be his room. I think we're gonna make all of these rooms down here our duplicate rooms so that the microchips get deposited here. Let's see here. Chip. Who else has dropped a microchip? Nobody? No one? There's got to be at least one more. All right. Well, just delivered some steel, and now we'll have some spots for some duplicants to put, like, their microchips will get sweeped, and we won't have to do anything about it. We can also open all these doors right here, and this will shorten the amount of time it takes them to get in and out of here. Oh, I missed. Looks like I missed some doors. Let's try that again. Yep. Ooh, we are starting to get some lag in there in the morning. Still waiting for that steel. There it is. There's our buddy Sweepy. Now if we broke this and fixed this, just made this a regular door, then we go down and then go down on the ladder and then down to, yep, like that. How am I gonna get it right? Nope, they wouldn't be able to go down on here. That doesn't work. Okay, well, we could just put two doors and that would work. They'd be able to go down from that. So we're just going to put two doors. Oops. One on the bottom, one on the top. Then they can get down. They can get down off the top of that bottom. See, they go jump, 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 and then they'll be in the bathroom. Sweet. That's an easy one. I like that. I like the way that looks. Oh, I missed here, so let's fix these. Let's open these up. I mean, I would guess that they want their own private bedrooms, but whatever. It's two dimensionals. open that up, and they can go down. They can't. We don't want them to be able to go back. If they go into this room, they use the bathroom and then they wash their hands and then they leave. Cool. Hmm. And duplicates, can they get it to those beds? I wonder if I made it so that they can't get to those beds. Something to explore later. It's too cold in here again. I guess the solution is just to flip-flop it so every other packet gets put here, and so it's not cooling as much. We'll see how that helps. Oh, Shinebug Reactor, you are shinebugging on, and I am proud of you. And we're still having power problems. Why are we having power problems? It's because the steam's like 100 degrees. It's not enough to turn on those generators. And we're not getting any other source of power right now other than this. Why isn't this geotuning? Oh crap, we're out of power here. Uh-oh. Okay, what can we do to power this? Did I break something with fixing other power solutions? It goes here, goes across. What am I doing with this? Just letting it on the network. It does have priority. It does seem to have some priority there. Just on with those. All right, well, they're starting to work on them again. If this is broken, we need bleach run in here, so this solution needs to be working too. While I'm sitting here thinking about this area, I really think that the next next amount of power we're going to do is probably just going to be another geothermal down in the base. We can also do a reactor. A reactor will last us 200 or 300 cycles. Oh geez, this line has too much stuff on it. So much stuff has. This isn't even properly connected up here. Hey, this one came back and it's dropping off its sulfur. And then we're just picking it up right here and it's just chilling. I want to make some more ceramic. What do I need? Peat, refined carbon. Let's get some clay in here. This one hasn't even left yet. It's just dumping that hot stuff right there. And then I'd love for that stuff to come out, but we don't have the power, or we're not generating the power right now. So we're in a low point of our power, even though the sulfur or the saltwater geyser is running. Yeah, the geothermal. I think what we could possibly build one down here. Yeah, maybe over to the left. More polluted water in our input. We're not putting or cleaning up our inputs. We're just letting the polluted water go into them. And that's because we don't really have much in the way of filtering polluted water here. We have these tanks are full, but we're still letting in like polluted water and salt water and stuff. And that's just getting into the regular water. We could build a solution for polluted water, or we could just dump it in here. This room is killing me. Like temperature stabilized on me too quick. Okay, so we're in power crunch mode. So we need petroleum. We're out of petroleum. We need power here, but we can't get petroleum out of that rocket there. What are we gonna do for power? Ah, geez, I broke those as well. It is not a lovely day today on the rock. Okay, we gotta fix this power solution here. The power spine needs to be fixed to preserve everything. So this will power up the stuff up here. We need the suits to be powered so that we can get that. I guess we don't really need the suits to be powered. They should be powered by the grid. And then we need these 100% to be running. So this should always be on this line right here. And maybe we can fix the line so that this is priority. Did this get unglued? Okay, we're going to put that in, turn that one on so that we can overheat this stuff. Get it as super hot as we could possibly get it. 195. Because it's so cold right now, it's 115. Let's fix these. Need to get the hydrogen out of here. Why are these not running? Let's take a look at the gas. I think it's because let's ventilation. No, not power. Yeah, okay. We're gonna hook this back up before we think about it. We're gonna kill off our big power users right now because we're gonna max pressurize this thing, so we need it to run at least a little bit. Okay, let's look at our hydrogen. Okay, we connect that line and it comes out and goes. Is there a way we can fix this better? It's blocking the incoming hydrogen. All right. That's going to buy us some time. Like, that's a clock right there. And let's not forget our hydrogen. So let's watch that clock. That's going to get everything running again. Yeah. Oh, they can't even get in there because the suits. Oh, it looks like they're cleaning up there. Come on. Tune this. Get it hot. Suits don't work because they're not powered, so they're not going to be able to come in here and do any tasks. Meanwhile, this is, yeah, there we go. Finally. 4 out of 5. One more. Come on, one more. Temperature is just fluctuating. 200. I was seeing 200. I was seeing 260. Down to 110. We're still not fully geo-tuned here. What's going on? Why are we missing that last little bit? This is making bleachstone as fast as it possibly can. The conveyor loader's dropping the bleachstone right there. Maybe we don't really need to be having the Atmos suit on that. They're trying to make biodiesel as fast as they can, but that takes bleach stone. You saw it just delivered right there. Are we out of bleach stone? We're out of bleach stone. 0 kilograms, and it's making this is our lifeline, folks. Like, this running is this little building right here is keeping us afloat. This is disabled, not enough power. All right, we can connect this back since these generators seem to be running. And that'll power that, and maybe we can get some brine out of here to feed the dartles. We also need to do something about that suit, so we might rip this out and repolish it. We have all these lines up here that we just never did anything with, so maybe we need to come back in here, revisit these power lines in a further episode, and that will help with our electricity problems, but it won't fix them all. Right now, we're really worried about power. That steam just keeps coming back in 120. So here's my thing: is that steam, the kilograms of the steam seem to be above above 20, and our Atmos suit sensor is off. So why are we pouring water back in here? You notice how we're pouring water into the oh, it's because it ran out of water, or it ran out of power. I see. And this is just going to be making as much polluted water as we possibly can. So we're going to need to figure out a solution here for the polluted water. Either run it through a sieve. I think that's what we're going to do, but it's right on the same line as the other things. So maybe down here. Hmm. The funny thing is water really isn't our problem right now. I should just be disconnecting this and calling it good, but you notice, and I notice that right now the power isn't running, and so the pressure in that room is getting really high because we're not taking the pressure out. So eventually that salt water is going to do bad things. The saltwater guys is going to do bad things because we're just going to overpressure it. So we'll have to go and fix that. We got all 3 rockets back. Our power isn't running. We need power running. I think, do we have petroleum in here? Nope, that's the hot stuff. No, man, the petroleum's in the first rocket. We need this to run. The petroleum is in here, right there. Some tons of it. We just need it to run. So how are we going to get this running? For now, I guess we could just use some manual generators. Like, just run. Where is our power? Yeah, see, this is horrible. This line is egregious, and we need to fix this, like, right now. But we're not going to, but it is really bad. Like, this is not how you do a power grid here. So this is the hot stuff is now going to power the incoming stuff and nothing more. And then all of that is going to just be all of that is just going to be powered. Oh, why am I doing it this way? I wanted to connect all this stuff to the steam turbines. Everything seems, all the power problems that we're having are just seem to be like we've reached some sort of equivalence, and it's not good. I need the more heat from these. I could launch this a whole bunch of times. Let's see, we just like launch it 6 or 7 times and create a bunch of steam in this room here. Yeah. I don't want to exploit like that. It's automation controlled right now. It should just be going. Did it lose its... Oh, well, it still has stuff in it, which is why it can't leave. Duh. We are definitely not paying attention to the balance of what's going on in our base right now. This is definitely this was the third of the long play sessions where I'm dubbing over it, right? So um I I was tired and I was just trying to get the power running and not clearly seeing like, hey, there's like a whole bunch of balance issues that you're having. Like you don't have any steam in your upper steam room because you've been bottling water in there. So I'm just causing I'm hooking up way too much power. This is way too many. You can't power all this stuff with this one little bit of line. It's not running full time. Only runs every once in a while. I do really want those to power that. That would be great. I really do want to connect the line here and just get this running. Yep. So we're gonna try and get this running from the power spine over on the other end here, and I want to be able to bottle. I want to be able to bottle some of this stuff here, so we can use it in other places in the base. And power looks like it's running here. All this stuff is chilling the base. I feel horrible about the liquids leaving, but it's doing a great job chilling down this area here, and this will get down to the appropriate temperature, and then there it is right there. So you should be seeing little drops of. You already see it in the liquid hydrogen. We already got liquid nitrogen or liquid oxygen in that tank right there, just chilling. Oh, it blipped away. It actually froze. So those are pretty primed for what they need to be doing, and now we can close them up. We don't do that this episode, but we definitely will. Those are pretty ready. Hey, what did I do? I closed them up. Hoorah. These are definitely primed at their temperature, and we're going to be able to have an output for these and a sort of infinite storage. All right, we need to connect this line to this just to get some sort of power going on here. What am I doing here? This is insanity. We just connected everything in here together. This line fills this. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but it's horrible, and it's gonna break the wattage because that's a 4K pulling down on a 2K line. I guess it gets things kicking. And sometimes that's all you need is you need a little bit of kick, and then stuff starts working. I definitely need to put something for that petroleum. Sulfur's getting dripped, and you can see it's rising the temperature, but it's not causing. Hey, there's a whole block of it right there. It's not causing the water to make steam right now, and it's turning into sulfur so quickly. Ooh, we got a new seed. I think this water's really not helping. We're gonna close this off and try and dump this water out here. This water is super cold, and I think it's just hurting the overall pressure of this room. I think ultimately I want to open up this room using this area below here, this salt mine area here. If we open this up, we can basically double the pressure of the room. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some batteries in here. And then those batteries are going to soak up the heat from these refineries. And we're going to chill down the stuff from the refineries and finally actually get good stuff going on our refineries. Because we're just cooking them. I don't have any more copper here. Do I want to do nickel? Do I want to do iron? Gotta connect this up here. Why isn't my suits powering? This is dying. Notice that we have a bit of hydrogen left. It's still trying to chunk, but it's like trying to do everything. Over here, we got overload damage. Oh, geez. Of course we do, because we're trying to power the aqua tuner right here with this thing here. That doesn't work. Really, I should be turning this off. I should be just letting it do its own thing and cutting this line here. Or run a full line here onto the main line. And we're just going to dump all that regolith here, and that's going to turn into one giant tile when we ever get a shovel. Hey, we've made steam! Let's mop this up. I love it whenever we make steam, the sulfur just goes wild. So, maybe we can do something about the sulfur? Let's do something about the sulfur here. We want the sulfur to drop here and turn back into sulfur. So we could just put a thing here. We don't mind it being drunk up as a liquid. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put our... we're just going to like use an iridium pipe here, and then we're going to make some automation here for if it's not sulfur, then it can drop here. But if it's sulfur, then go on through to the next pipe there so that it can get drank up by the pump. We don't have these pressure things where we're gonna make some crazy sulfur gas derivative. Look at what's going on. Oh my gosh, Nails. He's just living his life, man. We are just making carbon dioxide in here, all kinds of stuff. All right. Okay, let's make him not censor in here. Can somebody finish the other pipe right there? And yeah, well, that's okay. We'll deal with that one. Oops. Cut that line. And why is it not? We got liquid sulfur. I mean, the pipe hasn't been completed, but it should be green right now. Not. Oh, yep. Let's connect that. Yep. Great. All right. Oh, geez. So much sulfur. So now hopefully the sulfur will drop into there. It'll push its heat into this room and and it won't do crazy things for the rest of the room. Although we're gonna mop that up. Could probably just leave it there, but we could mop it up too. And then the sulfur will drop into this into here. We have all these bottles of liquid sulfur. We could dump that right here. The heat will get carried away. It'll go into that thermo aqua tuner, which will make the steam turbines run. I don't want to open up all these bottles, so we're just going to drop them into the bottle opener. Oh, we ran out of power. Yeah, some batteries would really help smooth down a lot of the problems that we're having in this base. Back over here, we got a little bit of petroleum. Let's keep working on this insanity of a project in which we know clearly that the power situation is not going to work. I'm going to try and grab some petroleum here, and we're going to use that petroleum down at the bottom to power our refineries again. And to yeah, we're just going to try and use the petroleum for that. Okay, well, it's fully powered again. We're going to run all this petroleum all the way down here with a bottle opener. We really do. This is running pretty great. I'm pretty happy with this solution here. It seems to be right at 30 degrees. Exactly what I was looking for. We're going to have to excavate this. We can just leave it alone. This stupid fossil fragment. It's underneath our dirt tile, so we can't dig out that dirt tile. Or we won't be able to replace the tile until we dig out the fossil tile. Holy moly, does it take you a long time. You are going to get some skills. I always see you around, Gene. I always see you around, and you're always our mechan engineer. Go learn some building skills. All right, so now we're going to get some petroleum into this bottle filler, and then we'll be able to fill up this area down here. And we'll get a bunch of petroleum in there, a whole bunch of it, so that we can do what we want to do with it. We got a lot of whoa. Got a lot of crazy materials in there at various hot temperatures. So I still think that we're going to have some blowouts as soon as we open that up. These are still not running, so it means that water's not getting in. This is backing up. Why? Because we're using our extra hydrogen. Oh, okay, so if we cut that, that allows that to run. So we need to do a better solution. Let's fix this real quick. Um, uh, we want this as the priority. This needs to be coming in. We shouldn't even have this bridge here. Let's deconstruct that bridge. Yep. Deconstruct that bridge and then have the other bridge onto it. Yep. And then let's fix it the other way here. Can somebody handle this? What's flowing now? This is doing a really good job. Man, spums are really dependable, man. They're you can get them to do what you want them to do pretty easily, and the only problem that you got to worry about is your inputs. If you have good inputs, this building is like the core of the lungs of your base. Hey, a new blueprint. You remember when I said I was going to save blueprints? I don't do that anymore. Ah, that is my penance for doing that. So all this stuff is going to get worked on at some particular time, but we don't have access with the suits right now to get that metal worked on. So let's figure out how to get this stuff connected. These are running. Carbon dioxide, oxygen. Got a Escher waterfall right now. Isn't that cool? These are filled, but they're just sitting there. Got a bunch of oxygen around here. These are dead. We're not making any biodiesel because we didn't allow them to have bleach stone because we're trying to geotune our geothermal solution. Yeah, we're going to clean these up here. Let's see. Let's get rid of a lot of this stuff that we know that we don't have. We don't have any iron. We should probably be making more iron. We're probably making steel out of it. Whoa, yeah. 6 tons of igneous rock, a bit of glass, no diamond. Yeah. Just barely a little bit of bleach stone, and this the spleen is not working. Is this dormant? Next activity coming up soon? Yeah, I think our next episode is going to be really focused on getting the power back into our system. I think it's worth spending the cycles now to set up a proper power grid for later on. And I know I'm being irresponsible with my power in our recreation center. Basically, give them 6 flags, 6 flags over asteroid. Okay, so this finally got built. Last few minutes, let's just dump in some plastic and build ourselves our runway here. They need something to do, and we want a way for them to have less of long commutes anyway. This is a natural mid game upgrade to your base. I like to have a nice long vertical shaft all the way up to the top of the base, and yep, we're gonna put that there. We're gonna put the transit tube up and around, bloop, and then we're gonna put this here for them to step on, nice and pretty. Great. That's gonna go. That's gonna go, and then we're just gonna move the doors in an appropriate way so that everything lines up. All right, here we go. Look at Eduardo take forever. I think I need to give him building skills now that he's not operating. Let's put a nice tile right here, close that up. Okay. We're gonna put our little hitch right here. We're trying to keep this a park. So, yep, here we go. I think the Wheezewort in this park is actually really helping a lot too. I think that it's giving a good cooling air buff to this area that it needs just to keep it alive. Keeps that Mimica right on the edge up and running. And there's the exit for now. Alrighty. Looks like we built ourselves a magnificent pipe already. They're working on it super fast. This gives us a bit of a task for the next episode, and we're gonna need to find places to put it. Probably right here. I think that's actually where we're gonna put it, right here. Exactly. This is like in the core of our base, so let's put it right here. Which one? I like the decor of both of them. It can't both be in here. Sorry. All right, we're gonna give ourselves a spot right there. These are turned off. These are just draining power that don't need to be used. I really shouldn't be cutting these. I'm cutting these off, but that prevents us from getting diamond. We're gonna need to put those back together as soon as we start getting power. We're up to 781 rads. That is halfway to our goal here of our shine bug reactor. It should be able to power itself pretty darn close. Maybe if I disconnect one or two of those things. These are 75%, not all the way charged. I'm really considering building a line right here to power these and just let those two things power themselves. Just kind of thinking different ways that these will run. We're just going to leave it here. We'll get power soon enough. No big deal. These will be powered. Yeah, this could probably be disconnected. We're not using it at the moment. That should probably stay connected. And remember, these things aren't taking power when... They're not taking power when they're not being used. When they're being used, they're hurting our grid. That's like 960 power right now. These things shouldn't be running right now. Not even a little bit. And you notice they are both running. So let's deconstruct this whole bit right here. Let's just take it apart. Let's get 1,000 watts back of our power. Open this back up here. This was just a cool temporary solution. It wasn't meant to like really last for a long time. We can undo this. Did I undo both of them? I did. Shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. Okay, power's spine is doing its thing. Rex egg. Hey, that could speed up our Rexes. We already have an egg. Yeah, we have an egg already. Take those guys home. They might not be able to go home. This might be extra meat. Might be time for extra meat. This is running just fine. Oh, that broke again. This looks like it's about to go dormant, huh? We're still not up to the temperature where we're happy. Please build this. I think we're pulling out all the temperature with the water. Oh, that doesn't work. We need power right here. Thanks. Yeah, this bottle opener being here is bad because it's like in the room, or it's preventing the duplicants from getting to the water. No one's gonna be able to build this. Okay, I guess we could just have them deconstruct this. We're gonna scorch ourselves here. Not looking forward to this, but here we go. It actually seems like they could be up in this room up here with no problem and not scorch themselves. These upper two rooms are pretty easy, but down here we need the suits. So maybe in a future episode we'll move the suits down a bit and hollow out that area, or maybe put a polluted water on the other side of it and fill that with polluted water. Get rid of all the junk there. Just let it drop a little bit more. Please build this. You're all here. Come on. Somebody has to have 400 grams of igneous rock. Come on. Thank you. Come on. They are both going. I'm very sorry to be exposing you to this. Oh, he picked up some steel. Thank you. Okay. That helps with our heat problems for just a second. So, oh, this is so frustrating. Like everything is running out of power and we're not generating any power, and these I disconnected, so those aren't even running. This, I think, was causing us a bunch of problems here. That was just water that was letting heat out. Need to clean these up. Is there any polluted water into these? No, they're clean tanks. So I really think that the next step is that we need to make sure that the no polluted water gets in there. There's one little drip right there. We need to scrub our inputs and make sure that this room always stays pressured, and just do something different. Just do something different here with the way we're engineering our room. So in the next episode, I'm sure we're going to think about that. Things are starting to get very, very complicated. Why aren't these running? Oh, it's 115 in here. It's not hot enough for this to run. We need hot stuff in this room. These don't have power. This is... Oh, we forgot to reconnect this. Oh, yeah. Crap. Yep. So now that's reconnected. And we need to reconnect this one too on this side here. Poof. Oh, and now it's the wrong way. And yeah, it doesn't go that way. Could go that way. Doesn't go that way. Doesn't go that way because then it prioritizes the wrong way. So I guess we're just gonna do it this way. Okay. Snip this. Now we should get hydrogen the right way. I think I still need to connect the bottom ones here. Once we get the pipe built, I think it should run. One more pipe. Come on, build me a pipe. I don't see anybody. This broke again, and now this all doesn't have a power solution. Doesn't matter. There's no petroleum. And there's no petroleum in here. Those look filled up. That's very nice. I would love to prioritize 9 these, but they don't have any power right now because I snipped the power because we're not generating any power here. Might be a good thing to do to have a switch that disconnects them if there's not enough power. That might help. I don't know how I would really do that, though. Please. The heat in this room needs to be here. Like, these guys need to be doing nothing but that. I might want to lock a guy in here just to do these, so that he can only get bleach stone and food from that dispensary, and then he can stomp plants in his spare time, and just have a bed in this room and just lock him in here. Ah, this failed again. Well, I can see that we're starting to have some power problems. See, look over there in the chlorine is also having problems, and we are just eating through our bleach stone. So we need another power solution. We can do this as a temporary fix to get through hard times, have that the manual generators there. These really need to be connected to this line. They don't need to be down on the bottom line here, because it's not necessary for since they get since this system automatically ships bleach stone over. Yep. This needs to be running full out. We need more bleach stone. We're not generating enough of it. Maybe a bleach stone for every single one of these. Do I need 1-to-1? I mean, I guess that would be more than enough, and we could just turn them off when it's more than enough, but this needs to get powered. We need to think of another power solution because we're running out of petroleum. It's not, everything just seems to be missing on all cylinders here. So look forward to seeing you in the next episode. All right. Ciao.